All right. Good morning. Good morning. It is 6:32. It is April 23rd. It is Wednesday. I hope everyone's feeling well. My name is Scott Redler. I'm the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com, founder of Red Dog Mindset. This is the 6:30 Club where you guys have been watching probably since 2020 when I created this, when the world thought it was going to end during the pandemic and nobody wanted to sit it or put money in their 401ks or 529s. And I was like, hey guys, I saw this happen during the financial crisis. Those who put their money to work every single month built their long-term accounts. It helped their average cost. Long-term, the bull market wins. But anyway, if you trade for a living, you better be ready for go time. And yesterday was kind of go time. This week, there was a lot of opportunities, and hopefully, you took advantage of some of them. I really pounded the table on Bitcoin and crypto starting last Friday. I was buying the IBIT $50 calls, the IBIT. I was talking about 86, 87,000. We're going to get above it. Will we decouple from risk? And then, can we then go up when the market goes up and improve both? So hopefully everyone made some money there. Also yesterday, I feel like the Alpha team did really well. The Alpha team is the team of individuals that trade with me all day long. We put on some SPY calls, got short gold, long Palantir, a lot of little decisions. But anyway, you have to make those decisions, and that's why we get ready for the go time. That's why people subscribe to Red Dog Mindset. That's why we do the 20 and 520 to get our mind right, get our blood flowing, think about the day, so then we can execute here. And thank you, by the way, to all of you who signed up for the masterclass, with M1 with Evan Marks. Looking forward to it. That's coming up in May. So anyway, today, what do we have going on? We have this, higher low that happened at 508 after breaking 520. And then yesterday we had a pretty strong day. With that, the leaders led, right? Netflix was higher, Spot was higher, 2 leaders. The group underneath, nice action, turning up, Reddit turning up, Dash turning up, Palantir turning up, APP turning up, and there's some little bounces in the FANG names. Besides, the action in the indices. So anyway, what are you going to do? Here's the SPYs. The SPYs right now are up about 1183. These ranges are really big. 539-ish is where we're at. I'm above 537. So really, your next real level here is kind of like 544 to 548. So now we'll see what happens here. We'll see how much of today's gap holds. We'll see, do we have levels to trade against? If you're caught short, you're caught short. Hopefully you made enough money during this corrective phase that, you're fine. I don't actually have one short on. This is my Alpha team. This is the Alpha team that you guys could join and trade with. Okay, so this is what I come in with. Not a whole lot, but enough. I got DoorDash on, I put on yesterday. Reddit, I put on yesterday. GME, I had on for 2 days. IBIT, I've had on since Friday. Tiger, I put on yesterday. Palantir yesterday. I'm in some 527 calls. I bought some 310 puts in gold yesterday while it was higher. ASTS is just a leftover long that probably is going to be 0. And we'll figure it out. I'm going to trim and trail and see what I could put on for today. But again, 537-ish, we're a little bit above. Then you have 544 to 5. So where does this downtrend come in? It's probably right around here. So, do we get into this zone and do we hold this zone? We'll see. A lot could happen between now and the open, so I'm not going to be counting my money, but I think we'll be just fine. The Qs also, you have 402, 409, 427, nice push. The gap gets filled at 456. Where are the Qs right now? The Qs are up 12. Wow. Just like that. Boom, filled the gap, 456-ish, right into this zone, right into this mini downtrend. So if you're long some Qs, you trim some, and then we see how much of today's gap holds. Same process every day. We don't get too high, it's excited. The same way we don't get, hot under our desk when, volatility strikes. We embrace it by getting up and getting planned. Anyway, I do not have Tesla on. But Red Dog, why don't you have Tesla? I don't have it on. I'm not upset about it. I was sitting in my seat and made money yesterday when he said that he was going to be leaving soon. Doge. That was the thought. It's going to be a crap quarter, but if he says he's going to leave, maybe we can get a little opportunistic. We talked about it can get towards 262. Well, right now it's up 15 and change. I think if you took a call spread, what was the call spread? That was in the prior note. Anyway, We'll see. You have 262, then you have 277. Right now, Tesla's at 253, so maybe there's some room there. As far as the best names out there, look at Netflix. Netflix, see if it gets above 1064 today. See if something can make a new all-time high. Imagine that. I'm in Palantir. Put it out as a power play yesterday. Nice setup. Nice upper bull flag. It's above the moving averages. That is something that could probably be bought after the open. Perhaps, if anything, could be bought after the open. Palantir's at 99, so it's above this area. Holds above 99. Next spot is 108. So this is a leadership name. Thank goodness we put it on yesterday. I will be trim some. I'll hold some. I always trim it to strength just in case. I'm also in Reddit. Why am I in Reddit? Because, got cut in half. I didn't get caught in this mess. So if anything, you had a low, a higher low. It closed pretty well yesterday, so I took some. Where could it get to? It could probably get to 113-ish. Where's Reddit right now? Reddit is up 7 at 108, so there's some room here. I'll trim some and I'll hold some. Some guys went with APP, not me. Not really much love in there. But anyway, maybe, it gets above this and has some room higher also. But I did buy some dashers on the top of my go-to list. Although most guys got stopped out on this candle, you could always revisit. So now we'll see, does it clear this area to get better? If the market's going to get better, I would expect DoorDash to get better. So some guys like Red Dog, how did you know that gold would put its top in yesterday? I'm like, I didn't know. All I knew is that it felt that way. I've been sitting in this seat for 25 years. So sometimes I could see the pain trade that people are caught in short. I could see the euphoria and the 20 times. It's a 20 times rule. When it's on CNBC 20 times one way, usually go the other way. But anyway, you didn't even have to anticipate. You could have said, hey, I'm going to use Red Dog's sell rules. Okay. I'm going to say, hey, if I'm long GLD, I'm going to sell some into strength, which it was. It opened higher. And then what happened? Did it hold 316.40.24? No. It got above and couldn't stay above. So if you use your sell rules and you were in it for this trend, you sold some into strength. You sold some when it didn't hold 316.24, and then you got the hell out of the way when it broke below the doji low of 313.94 before that. And now where's gold? Gold's down another 4. You're getting some downside follow through. I wasn't long gold, so I'm not going to say, hey, I rode gold up. I didn't. I played it earlier in the year. But what I did do is I bought some puts while the GLDs were up to. I got some of my friends who were long the bejesus of gold to sell some yesterday. If you're watching, maybe I'm on your Christmas list or Hanukkah list. And then made some money in the down move. And then I actually we had a bounce in gold, and then I rolled it lower. But I should have been short GLD, just not in puts. All I know is when it started to unravel, me and Chillo from the Alpha team were like, we should be pounding the hell out of this GLD. And meanwhile, I just have puts on. But some guys from the Alpha team did, and that's my job, to put things out there for you guys to make decisions. And then if you look at the IBIT, wow. I went over this many times. It's a power play. It's a power play option. Yesterday I went over it with you guys, didn't I? Didn't I say, hey, if we can get above 50-50, we could be buying this? Wouldn't it be awesome if we could buy higher, that we're coming in long? Above 50-50, maybe you can get to 53. Well, hey, guess what? IBIT is above 53. Don't you love it when a plan comes together? These type of moves can make your quarter. They can make your month if you're prepared and your go time is ready. If you're a shell of yourself because you've been over trading and you've been eaten up and spit out by the market, you got to do things to keep yourself even keel. Otherwise, you're never going to make money. Anyway, what a nice move. Hopefully you caught it. Monday, this was a focus here at the 630 Club. At T3, it's been a focus for a little while. We did lose a little bit of money trying it and testing it, but that happens. That's why you stay with it. Anyway, I see a lot of comments coming in from my dogs around the world. Let me say, good morning. What I do is I put this up here. You might be on YouTube. You might be on Twitter. I'm not exactly sure. Guess what? Red Dog's going to have, no, I'm not even talking about it yet. What's fading now? IBIT? Well, it's above 53. It's not really fading. Just trim some. I already trimmed some. Bobby, what's up? 4.0. You hopefully made some money there. Bought dust a couple days ago. That's cool. As there is more volatility in tape, I'll buy more gold near 280. So you think gold's going to 280, huh? So where's gold right now? Whoops, where is it? Where is GLD? Let's put GLD right here. 280. I would love it to get to 280 by tomorrow. I'll make a lot of money in the puts. But anyway, we'll see. Let's see. Is there what else is everyone talking about? Do you ever trade GEV? I do trade GEV. I traded GVE, about 6 months ago when the market was in a better spot. Dead cat is very rubbery. Okay. NVIDIA, I'm not in NVIDIA. Bear market rally could be. You sold the SPY in the queue this morning already. All right, that's cool. Listen, take your trades. Do what you got to do. What up, Jim? Good morning. Good morning, Dunks. ASTS chart. First launch of satellites is this Friday. That's good to know. Let's see that one. I didn't know that. That's good. That's good information. ASTS first launch. Yeah, it's definitely been building for a while. So we'll see if this could get above and stay above 24.88. What's it doing this morning, ASTS? It's probably up, up $1.65. That helps. 23. There's some room there. Jensen's back. I don't know if Jensen's back, but NVIDIA, I didn't take it because it really didn't show much. Didn't show much leadership. Didn't really do much. That's why I took Palantir instead. That's why I took Reddit instead. But it's probably going to get a decent move with, with this market up this morning. Where is it at? Oh, wow, 104. Let's see, where's the 8-day? 8-day is 103. This gap here is a lot of nice moves this morning. You don't have to be in everything to make a living. You just got to be in a few. So hopefully you guys are in a few. So this is probably where you get a lot of resistance, 106-ish. Got above this real easy. Anyway, BABA. I was in BABA yesterday. I actually sold it after hours. It happens. Has some room. This gap gets filled up to what? This is 118. BABA's in the gap right now. It showed some relative strength. You're right. I probably could have been in BABA. I just took the trade yesterday. It said 120. This low is what? 125.50. So there's probably room to fill that gap. Again, you don't need to be in everything. I was in BABA into the close, and I was also in Tiger, and I just felt like taking the trade. It was up a lot. I sold BABA last night at like 119. So I'm missing a little bit. But I kept this Tiger. Why did I keep Tiger? It was a lazy trade. Felt like, I've traded this before, and when China names are decent, so maybe there's some room here. But all in all, what's Tiger percentage-wise is up. Yeah, not bad, 3.5%. I'll take it. So I have a little bit of everything. I got a little bit, I'm short GLD, I'm long some IBIT, I'm long some SPY calls, long some Palantir and Reddit and some Dash, and going to make some moves, and I'm going to manage the process, and I'm not going to get too excited today. I'm going to make a, really good day, 2-day move and settle back in and then see what's next. You don't get over your skis. You don't get overly excited. You make the right decisions at the right time. And if you happen to come in today because you're in cash, well, hey, that's fine. That's what you do, okay? There's been a lot of times I've had a lot of positions and I started with my back against the wall and had to trade out of it, or wishing I was in things and had to make the right decisions. Then you have to make some progress. And you got to start doing things small. All right, once again, here's the SPYs right here. Let's go. SPYs are, up 1250. It's nice considering I have the 527s. And it's above 537. It's below 544. As far as the blood in the street account, I'm not touching it. If, not saying it's going to happen, if, we work our way towards, 554 or maybe, towards this 560 area, in the next week or so, barring, if that happens, I will definitely reduce my wife's blood in the street account. I put 2 tiers out of work out of the 4, maybe a little bit more than 2 tiers to be precise, but, I'll carve out some money and then I'll hold the rest. As far as hopefully your 401k, your 529s, you've stayed the course, you put money in every month. And, if you trade for a living, this week so far, has been very calculated towards my style. And if I helped you, good. You deserve the credit. You push the keys, you tune in, you get up early, and I appreciate you. Have a great day today.